I'm always a sucker for a movie where in the movie they're making a movie or a play or something like that. It's like a behind the scenes sort of like looking at, it's all that stuff. And it's fun. Theater Camp was directed by Nick Lieberman and Molly Gordon. It stars Noah Galvin, Ben Platt, and Molly Gordon. And here, a stage play is going to take place, but when the person in charge falls in a position where they can no longer help out and can no longer lead the production, it's up to people who are below them to move up, take charge, and create a show that is worthwhile and bigger than life possibly for opening night. Now, I am a big sucker for movies that are intelligently meta, because there is a difference between being meta in a way that's smart and is commentary, and there's also just being meta for meta's sake, where you're just winking at the camera and stuff, essentially. And I love things that are behind the scenes, Hollywood behind the scenes stage and things like that. I did plays in high school only as backstage because I would never put my face up front on stage ever, but I've always found that very interesting. And I'd have to say Theater Company is a movie that does all those things I just listed perfectly. Theater Company is a movie with a lot of ambition behind it. It's a movie that really recognizes and adores the art of filmmaking. And not just filmmaking, but the art of stage more so. And the fact that you have someone who loves stage so much they want to make a movie about it is an interesting combination, because they're taking their two loves and rolling them both together to make a movie that's cohesive for an audience. And this comes across as a very sincere love letter by being meta. It's not meta in the sense of, oh, look how stupid it is. It's in a sense of, look how fun this can be. Look how crazy this can be. Look how we can go absolutely insane over the ideas that we have to entertain people for a few hours and transport them out of the world they're in into this world. And I think that's such a great message in this movie, because that's why I love cinema. Cinema is something to take us all away, and this reminds us of that, because even though it's not about a movie and it's about a stage play, plays are just as immersive, if not sometimes more immersive than films. They take you to a whole new world. You forget what's actually happening. This movie shows you the work that can go into that, and how young minds, especially in the era of today where so many new ones are up and coming, can really make a difference with that particular thing. And the fact that this is made by very young people who are acting and directing in it and have other credits on this movie is literally a direct comparison to the film itself. That is just genuinely interesting to me. It's something that's literally comparing itself almost to the literal events that are taking place behind the real camera. And a story like this is always hard to do because of the fact that you are trying to make fake people do fake things in the movie. In other words, you have an actor who's acting like they're acting in the movie. So it's a lot of work for people, and it's a lot of work for a writer and a production team to all get together and do. And for this to be a smaller budget film, they do it successfully well. And it's backed up by the cast, because this cast does fantastic. They are relatable, fun characters. Everyone in here pretty much is likable. They're smart, they're witty, and they have thoughts. And you get where each one's coming from, what they want. This movie's really good at setting up basic things for each person. And while they have a broad character, we understand this is what they're driving for. And that's something that's very, very positive for this movie, is it really is basic. The basic thing is, let's get this going, let's make it big, let's make it successful, and we're trying our best to almost prove ourselves. It's a lot of things. It's a little bit part up-and-coming movie. It's a part, I'd say, romance. It's a part comedy. It's a part drama. It's taken a lot into one big mixing pot and made a film that is completely encapsulating for all of this, while at the same time saying this is why we're fantastic. This is a very similar premise to Babylon. Babylon was a much larger, extravagant scale and took it a different direction. This is a much more toned down. This movie's quiet. It's fun and it's got things going on in it, but it's a smaller scale. It's a more personal film. Babylon feels grander, as in thank you cinema. This is a more small, genuine one that feels more like it's akin to the people who made this movie and how they feel towards it. This movie has a few minor takeaways for me. They only would really pretty much be the fact that at parts I felt like I was having a little bit of like boredom, like I wasn't interested, and there were certain characters and their own struggles I wasn't as invested in, but those weren't major issues for this movie. I found this movie to be completely fun and a really great time, and I enjoyed every second of it. I think this is something you can go check out if it's near you, because I know it's having a limited release. I don't know my way to find it. and I would recommend you go see Theater Camp. I'm going to give Theater Camp a 9 out of 10. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all next time.